Most people walk out of an interview thinking, I think it went well. My answers were pretty solid. Now, solid is good, but it doesn't always make the hiring manager say, we need to hire this person. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing 8 ways to make your solid answers even better by adding the cherry on top, even if you're not asked. My name is Camilo. I'm a certified career coach and resume writer with 15 years of recruiting and interviewing experience. When I say cherry on top, I mean something that takes a good interview answer and makes it great and memorable and unforgettable. Kind of just like a cherry makes an already delicious sundae even sweeter. So taking your good interview answer and making it even stronger. I have 8 examples of how we're going to do this. Cherry number 1, sharing your knowledge of the preferred skills from the job description, even if you're not asked. You always want to share that expertise in an interview. For example, if Salesforce is a preferred skill and you're the go-to or the administrator, or you even have a certification or something in Salesforce, you want to make sure that you're sharing that in every interview. From there, the interviewer will walk away being like, she's fantastic, and the cherry on top is she's a SME for Salesforce. I know that's kind of a cheesy metaphor, but you get the point. You want to go out of your way to share, I saw that that's a preferred skill on your team, and I want you to know I'm the SME. People come to me for expertise on Salesforce. Cherry number 2, all companies want to be innovative these days, right? So they want to hire innovative thinkers already. So if you've worked on something that's an emerging technology, something that just came out and your team is exploring it and trying to use it, make sure you're sharing that throughout too. Even if it's still new, make sure that you're taking the time to learn this new technology, which is a skill that you can bring to the new team as well. Again, you want to share it even if you're not asked. That's the cherry on top. Cherry number 3, in many of my videos, I talk a lot about how important it is to include quantitative information in your resume as well as interviews. So the cherry here is tying those results not only to your team goals, but also to the overall company goals too. Here's the example. We streamlined onboarding processes, which increased employee engagement on our team, which also translated to a 30% increase in employee retention across the organization. So you can see how it helped your team, but these onboarding processes were throughout the whole organization, which overall boosted retention across the company. So it really shows that you are really tied to that data and tied to the results across the organization, not just within your team. Employers love to hear ROI stories, and they like to see that you're looking at the big picture, not just your team, but the company as a whole. Cherry number 4, this is my favorite, your work addiction. So think about this. Somebody who says, I'm obsessed with AI, or I'm obsessed with email marketing data, I'm obsessed with automation. Whatever that is, it's going to tie to your skills within the job as well. Or even something silly about, I love a good shared drive for my team. Here's an example. I created a ChatGPT prompt library for my team, which saved us hours in research and content creation. So your team is going to look at you as the automation queen on your team. So think about that and how you have an obsession with certain data or research or whatever that is, and how you can turn that into a positive in your interview. All this does is it shows that you're forward thinking, you're leveraging technology, and not just AI, but it shows overall team efficiency and operations as a whole. So I hope you can see where I'm going with these cherries. If you're liking this video so far, hit like below because it's going to help other job seekers as well. I'm not just focusing on data or results like a lot of my other videos do. These are some of those little details that, again, put the cherry on top in your answers and just make you a little bit more memorable throughout the interview process. Cherry number 5, first ever wins. So if you really want to stand out, highlighting something that you did which was a first ever for your team or for your company or your department, these stories show that you're not just doing your job, but you're like breaking ground at your company and really leaving an impact. Again, here are some examples. I led the company's first ever expansion into the Southwest market. Or we never had a presence before on TikTok. I pitched the strategy, launched the account, and grew to 10,000 followers within 60 days. Or I secured a client that we've been chasing for 3 years. I actually got a meeting with the VP of operations. Something like that. These are like those first ever things that you did and that you're going to be remembered for when you leave your company. So why this works? It shows that you can take the initiative, that you're creative, that you have courage, you're open to risks, all of that. You're kind of thinking outside the box versus just this is how we've always done it. It shows you as like a go-getter on your team, that you really are results driven. You're not just saying that in your resume, you actually are results driven. And what a lot of people do is they may share these stories in an interview, but they forget to say this is a first ever. A first ever really does make a difference other than just doing the same thing. We've always retained this client, so forth. Like this is a first ever client or first ever territory, first ever time we've worked with in this market. Whatever that is, you want to share that detail that it's a first ever. Say it one more time. The first ever, that's the real cherry on top. Don't forget to share that detail. Cherry number 6, emotional intelligence. So if you can balance, you're talking results. If you can balance that with emotional intelligence, you're going to be the full package. So share a story, but then include how it was a full, like, true team effort. So share the story, and then if you can end it with something like, it wasn't just about achieving the goal, we did it as a team. My team members feel both success and also can move forward feeling heard and respected. So it shows you don't only just fix problems or lead teams, but you lead with trust and you believe in the team culture and collaboration. Doing this also says a lot about you as a leader, right? You're not just taking all the glory, you're sharing it with your team and appreciating your team, and people want to hire people like that. Cherry number 7, team development and promotion. So in a lot of interviews, it's not a very common question to ask, as a leader, have you promoted anybody from within? You might get asked, but if not, this is another one of those things that it helps to show you as a leader that you have promoted people within your team. So here's an example. Share a story and then say, at the end of it, you can say, one of my high performers on my team had been consistently standing out to me, so I started watching them closer and I was able to promote her. Now she's leading her own client accounts, or now she's leading her own team, or whatever that is. Again, it's a little detail you may not be asked about, but if you can kind of throw that little nugget in there, it shows that you're not only just an individual contributor, but you really take the time to develop people on your team. You're a good people leader, and you can help people develop their skills but also achieve their professional goals. Cherry number 8, be future ready. So I really love this one. This is a really good way to end an interview. So saying something like this: what excites me about this role is how I can help future-proof your strategy with what I've already tested at your current company. So it's okay and even beneficial sometimes to share risks that you've taken at companies or campaigns you've tried at companies, and like trial and error stories, even if it ends in an error or a fail, you don't reach a goal. That's okay sometimes too, to share those stories. You want to be honest about it, and you want to share the value that you guys learned as a team from this miss, because it happens and it's how you stay innovative. Now, if you don't have an example of that, here are some other variations on how you can be a future ready and thinking in the future. I've already seen how, and you put technology or AI, is changing the game in our industry, and I'd love to help you stay ahead of the curve. I don't want to just fill a role. I want to help shape what success looks like 6 months, 12 months, 18 months from now, and being part of your team would be really exciting to me. So again, you're thinking of the future. They're going to walk away kind of picturing you already in the seat. So here, the cherry on top is you're not just qualified for today, you're thinking ahead and you're aligning your past with where the company wants to go in the future. All right, those are all 8 cherries. I'm sure there's a lot more. If you like videos like this, please like and comment below that you'd like to hear some more. Again, it was a little spin off of just focusing on data and results all the time. They're those little details that when nerves get in the way, you forget to share, but I want to make sure that I highlight how important it is to share some of those cherries on top. And I'll see you in the next one.